Yeah, there's a couple questions here, Kobe. The first one is just, do you have some practical tips that people can offer, that you can offer to people right now? Like, what can they do today, tomorrow, to actually start addressing presenteeism?
Excellent. That's an excellent question. So I've got a few little tips to help you get started. So one of them is probably going to be the most practical thing to do is actually look at, or when you're actually looking at your company policies, it would be wise to actually look at creating a presenteeism policy that will actually help you acknowledge that employees should not come in if they're sick, and that will actually support people to rest and recharge, actually take the time to put themselves back in a good mental, emotional, and physical headspace before they come in to work. So that's something that it shows a commitment to the workplace's commitment to employee wellness and reducing burnout, and something that can be very intentional in how it's created. Now, another quick tip is something that when you're talking about remote workers, again, that inability to unplug and inability to fully disconnect from work, one of the main causes of that is actually emails, because people will send emails throughout the day and throughout the evening and even into the night. And the concern is that when people hear their emails going off, it can actually be part of what keeps their work brain active throughout the evening and into the night, and even in the weekends. So one thing that workplaces could really do that would be a simple change that can make a big difference for people is actually all commit to using the delivery delay function on most email programs, where you can actually write an email and actually program it not to be delivered until, say, 9 o'clock the next day or Monday morning or whenever it is. So that way employees won't hear their emails going off kind of all evening, all weekend, sort of thing, and they won't feel that pressure to reply. Because a lot of people, send email when they think about it and not intend someone to actually respond to it, but they often do where they feel the need to. But that delivery delay function can actually be such an excellent tool to help people go, you know what, no one's going to feel they have to reply, because they're not going to get it until the workday. Now again, 9 a.m. the next day, your inbox may fill up, but that's something that is a little bit more acceptable when it's during the workday. Another quick thing that could be helpful is when you're talking about your safety policies. Look at the procedures and policies that you have on safety and make sure that they're not only trying to address resolving accidents, but they actually address reducing fatigue. Because again, fatigue is one of those physical reactions that cause presenteeism. So if you're actually making more of a dedicated effort to revising the safety policies and procedures to ensure that reducing fatigue is clearly and intentionally addressed, that can go a long way to actually helping reduce the physical side of presenteeism caused by the internal work. And then I guess I got one more for you. So the other thing that can be really helpful is to look at cross-training, because one of the, it's really important to make sure that you have redundant skill sets that allow for people to actually, who are maybe able to take the time off to recharge and recover, that the work that they're putting off is not just stacking up on them while they're off. So they're going to have to come back into 3 days worth of work, that you've got enough backfilling and coverage to actually allow the work to get done, so that the person doesn't have to do 3 days worth of work and undo all of the resting and recharging that they've had to, or that they've gained from being off. So it's really important to make sure that you're looking at cross training and that you're creating the skill sets for proper coverage and proper backfilling, so people can actually truly rest and recover and not be worried about the looming workload that's going to be on them if they take a day or two off. So those are probably 4 quick tips that might help people get started today.